Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as Awol, and it is time to do another month review again. I don't ask me where the time goes. So this is everything I made this month, and well, it's all the stuff I made. I did do some videos that didn't show up. So one of those would be the first video, which was where I made a pattern for a cup holder. I haven't gotten around to making that yet. I really need to get working on it. It is for a friend of mine. So yeah, I'll get onto that. But then I made this beauty. And well, I know I gave some preview stuff and I told people that, hey, you know, this was coming, but man, it doesn't take away from the fact that this thing is just gorgeous. It's a lot of fun. And this is also one of the other videos that didn't get something made for it. I tripled this basically for a pattern because this is going to be a bag at some point. So that's something to look forward to. I know I am really looking forward to it. I've got all the string already purchased, everything. Just have some other bags ahead of it to make. So that was the first thing we made. The second actually got two different versions that I wanted to try, and they're both pretty. They're both very, very, very different though. All right, I mean, it's essentially the same thing. It's just changing which direction they're going into, and if you move it like this, then you see that it's really, you know, very much the same. And then up here, but by changing where we center it and which direction we go, we definitely get something different. So this was about doubling a pattern and then showing that there was more than one ways that you could do that. So I thought that was a lot of fun. That was what was next. After that was this one. So this, again, we could have gone the other direction as well. We could have changed the ends, but I kind of really like the way this turned out. It kind of, that little thing in the middle sort of reminds me of the ship that Darth Vader was like running around in. It was kind of cool. So yeah, just random things. Then I did a pattern for a bag that's kind of reminded me of like the quilts from like the 70s, and yeah, so that was a thing. What was next? This one. This was pattern 1457 and 3975 mashed together into something really, really different. So this was the beginning of like kind of making two patterns fit into a smaller space where one is sort of on the outside and one's on the inside, and that's going to lead to a lot of really cool things that we're going to mess with here in the future. And then this one was another meshed differently. So it's like two patterns, but each of them were easy, and then putting it together like this just made it super hard. Like this was, but look at that. Like I'm not 100% sure that the colors really turn out normally well on the video, but like this camera seems to pick them up really, really well. So in case you didn't really get a good look at it before, there's your chance. The next was this one, 2802 and 4785. So this one gave me a lot of inspiration. Because when I was looking at it, I kind of thought, you know, hugs and kisses like in a letter. And I thought that was a lot of fun. And so that leads to something a little bit later on. Then came the 1527 and 14417. And that produced this bracelet, which, yeah, way cool, right? It's so bizarre how it just changes so frequently. I tried to make a second version of this. It didn't turn out right, so I tried it again. So in here, the pattern that I thought was the most interesting thing, like this little like spearhead looking thing, I just repeated it except for what's in the center. So you can kind of see this and this match up, and this match up, but these ones are just a repetitive of this. So yeah, it's again, it's just unleashing your creativity. Try new things, make something fun, have fun with it. So remember I said this was inspiration? This is what that led to. So here we have again the whole hugs and kisses, and then these are supposed to be like hearts, but they're made so small that I'm not sure that it really gives off that heart vibe. So I might try it again, but if I try it again, maybe I'll leave out, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, there's these little rows of gray and white that are remnants of this one. But I don't know that it really feels all that necessary to have those separated. I don't know. So yeah, that's putting 3 patterns together into one bracelet. So that's really doing things really way different. And then here's another mesh together. Again, just 2 patterns. The one on the inside, the light color comes up every 3rd time, and the one on the outside, it's every other one. So it keeps changing the way that it comes out, which really kind of gave this a really kind of interesting, fun look to it. I really do think that that's a fun thing and something I might actually look for in future projects to do. So there's all the bracelets I made this month, and each one of them has its own video and its own story to be told, and hopefully you guys enjoy all that. I personally really enjoy bringing this to you guys, so you know, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for all you guys' support, whether it's from the Patreon or the YouTube members. Again, really appreciate it. And yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.